Our top story this morning, voting for assembly elections in Maharashtra and Haryana began a short while ago. In Haryana, polling began at 7 a.m. for 90 assembly seats, where over 1.83 crore voters will elect and fate the seal of 1,169 candidates, including 105 women. And in Maharashtra, voting is taking place for 288 assembly seats, for which a total of 3,237 candidates are in the fray. And in a tweet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged voters, especially young voters of the state, to turn out in record numbers and enrich the festival of democracy. First up, let's get you all the news from Maharashtra. Well, in Maharashtra, the BJP-Shiv Sena alliance is facing a direct contest with the Congress NCP. Now, looking for a second straight term, the BJP has fielded its nominees in 164 assembly seats, including the candidates of smaller allies contesting on its lotus symbol, while the Sena is contesting on 124 seats, and the opposition Congress has fielded 147 candidates, and its ally NCP 121. And among other parties, the Raj Thackeray-led Maharashtra Navnirman Sena has fielded 101 candidates. As many as 1,400 independents are also in the fray. The state has a total of over 8.98 crore voters. Nearly 6.5 lakh polling personnel have also been deployed at more than 96,000 polling booths across the state. More than 1,35,000 VVPAT machines have also been installed. And in the 2014 elections, remember, the BJP had won 122 seats, the Shiv Sena had got 63, the Congress 42, and the NCP 41. And prominent candidates in the fray are Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis and his predecessors from the Congress, Ashok Chavan, Prithviraj Chavan, Shiv Sena Chief Aditya Thackeray. And of course, he's the son of Uddhav Thackeray. He's contesting from Worli in Mumbai. The 29-year-old is the first from the Thackeray family to make a debut in electoral politics. All right, let's get all the updates. Now, Vikram Singh is now joining us on the phone line from Maharashtra for all the updates. A very good morning now, Vikram. So the polling began at 7 in the morning. All the 288 seats in the state are going for polls. What are the updates that you can give us from there?
गुड मॉर्निंग ऐश्वर्या। अगर यहाँ के मत प्रतिशत की बात करें तो सुबह जिस तरीके से मौसम भी खराब था, कई इलाकों में बारिश भी हो रही थी जब पोलिंग शुरू हुई, लेकिन अब जैसे जैसे दिन चढ़ रहा है मौसम बेहतर हो रहा है और कतारें भी लगना शुरू हो गई हैं। यहाँ बड़ी संख्या में लोग आकर मतदान कर रहे हैं और उम्मीद है कि मत प्रतिशत में इजाफा होगा और चुनाव आयोग ने भी यहाँ पर सुरक्षा के और तमाम जो मतदाता हैं उनकी सहूलियत के कई इंतजाम किए हैं। देखना होगा कि मत प्रतिशत कितना बढ़ता है पिछली बार के मुकाबले। जी ऐश्वर्या।
And now Vikram, speaking about the number of key candidates, of course, are in the fray, and these include, of course, Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. And we also have Ashok Chavan, Prithviraj Chavan. Of course, Aditya Thackeray is also in the fray this time. So it is going to be very interesting how these prominent candidates are going to, how they are going to fare in these elections.
जी बिल्कुल ऐश्वर्या, इस बार बहुत ही ये चुनाव जो दिलचस्प माना जा रहा है, क्योंकि सबसे बड़ी बात इस चुनाव में जो पहली बार जो शिवसेना की तरफ से आदित्य ठाकरे मैदान में है, क्योंकि बीते कई सालों से शिवसेना का रसूख राज्य में कायम है। तो ऐसे में शिवसेना के सामने ये साख का सवाल है उनकी, क्योंकि बीते कई सालों तक कोई भी आज तक ठाकरे परिवार से नहीं लड़ा है। तो लेकिन वहीं पर अगर कांग्रेस एनसीपी गठबंधन की बात करें तो कांग्रेस एनसीपी गठबंधन के लिए राज्य में अपनी प्रासंगिकता को बचाए रखने के लिए ये बहुत अहम चुनाव है। कांग्रेस ने 2014 में सबसे कमजोर स्थिति में 2014 के चुनावों के बाद देखी थी कांग्रेस उसके बाद 5 साल में अगर हम लोकसभा चुनाव की बात करें तो लोकसभा चुनाव में उतना फायदा नहीं हुआ कांग्रेस को। तो इस बार एक बार फिर स्थानीय मुद्दों को लेकर कांग्रेस मैदान में है, तो देखना दिलचस्प होगा कि दोनों तरफ से तमाम दावे और वादे किए जा रहे हैं। जनता किनके दावों और वादों पर भरोसा करती है।
Absolutely. So, big contest there in Maharashtra. Of course, last time the BJP and the Shiv Sena had contested separately. This time, both are contesting together. But Congress and NCP are also giving a tough fight. We have to wait and watch how things turn up. Of course, the results will be declared on the 24th. And of course, Haryana is also voting today. Let's get all the updates from Haryana. Talking about Haryana now, well, as many as 1,169 candidates, including 105 women of various political outfits, are contesting in this particular election. The Election Commission has set up more than 19,000 polling stations, including 13,000 booths in the state's rural areas. And security arrangements are tight, with over 75,000 security personnel deployed for peaceful voting in the state. And the battle in the state is, of course, multi-cornered, with the candidates of the BJP, Congress, Indian National Lok Dal and Jan Nayak Janata Party in the fray. And looking for a comeback with a target of winning 75 out of the 90 seats, the BJP has put up candidates in all the 90 seats. And of course, the Congress also has fielded 90 candidates. The INLD has fielded candidates in 81 seats. And of course, talking about last time in 2014, the BJP had won 47 out of a total of 90 seats in the state assembly elections, while the Congress was just restricted to 15 seats. And the prominent figures include Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar, former Chief Minister Bhupinder Singh Hooda, JJP's Dushyant Chautala, and INLD's Abhay Singh Chautala. And of course, we'll try to connect back with our reporter who is joining us from Haryana, Ravindra Singh Shoran. He sent us this report some time back. Let's take a listen.
Voting process in all the 90 constituencies of Haryana is going on smoothly. We are right now at one of the polling stations. This is a pink polling booth. You can see how decorated it is. They are only to welcome the voters, the electorate, that how important the voters are today in this day when all the candidates are trying to woo the voters and giving their promises, what kind of government they will brought in if they will be voted to the government. This is one of the polling booth. This time around, the Election Commission has tried to made at least 2 polling booths in every constituency to woo the voters. This is only design. All the pink polling booths means this is completely manned and guarded by the police, female personnel, female polling staff. All the polling agents here are female. All the polling officials here are female. This is to woo the female voters, female staff, so that more and more voting percentage can be increased. Polling in all the stations is going smoothly. No reports of any untoward incident has been received to us so far. With cameraman Suresh, Ravindra Singh Shoran, Rajya Sabha TV.
All right. In fact, Ravindra Singh Shoran is now joining us live from Karnal in Haryana. A very good morning, Ravindra. So we saw that report of yours. Of course, the voting on that started at 7 in the morning. How does the mood look like now? Are people queuing up in large numbers? What more can you tell us there?
Yes, Shreya, that's right. Voting officially was started at 7 o'clock, but the people, the electorate, they start coming in, trickling in much more than that. And they started queuing up, waiting for their turn to come. And then very excited to cast their vote, especially those voters who are going to exercise their right of franchise for the first time. The young voters between the age of 18 to 25, that's a huge number of voters are here in this election. They are casting their vote for the first time. They are very excited. Also, the senior citizens, the differently abled voters, they are also, we are looking that they are coming in large number starting since morning. And now, as the day is progressing, the Election Commission is expecting that this time around the voting percentage will surpass the last previous voting percentages, and the more and more electorates will come to cast their vote. Election Commission has made elaborate arrangements.
Absolutely.
As far as the security is concerned, Haryana, as you know, is has a history of violence in the elections, as we have seen in the past. But this time, Election Commission, with the help of the CAPF and the state police, have made elaborate arrangements so that any kind of untoward incident can be avoided and stopped. Also, if we talk about the issues in this election, what we have seen is that the farmers, Haryana is an agrarian economy, the farmers is one of the biggest issue. And where on the one hand, the government, the BJP's government, they have been claiming that they are the best government who could manage to take some good decision for the welfare of the farmers. On the other hand, the Congress and the JJP, newly formed outfit, they are claiming that this government did nothing for the welfare of the farmers. So counter claims and claims are being made. Who the people of Haryana will vote, as everybody is waiting. But here, election process, the voting polling process is going on smoothly. Election Commission has made a special arrangement for the differently abled voters and for the female voters as well. As we have shown you the visuals that some of the polling stations which has been completely manned by the female staff of the polling parties, and they are only to, they are managing this whole affair so that they can woo more voters can come, and to facilitate them voters. And some of the polling stations we have seen that a red carpet has also been rolled out for the voters, balloon has been blown there, and rangolis, different kind of rangolis has also, multicolor rangolis have also been created by the polling personals. So only to show that how important the voters are, and today is the day in the democratic setup when the voters has the right to cast their vote to elect the government that
Yes.
who is going to represent them in the assembly for next 5 years. Ashwarya.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ravindra, for all those updates. But you keep tracking the voting pattern and the percentage there. We'll keep coming back to you in the subsequent bulletins. Meanwhile, polling for by-polls to 2 Lok Sabha constituencies and 51 assembly seats in 17 states is also underway. Now, Lok Sabha by-polls are being held in Samastipur Lok Sabha seat in Bihar and in Satara Lok Sabha seat in Maharashtra. The assembly constituencies for which the by-polls are being held are 11 seats of Uttar Pradesh, 6 of Gujarat, 5 seats each in Kerala and Bihar, 3 in Sikkim, 4 each of Punjab and Assam, 2 seats each of Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan and Himachal Pradesh, and 1 seat each in Odisha, Telangana, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Meghalaya, Puducherry and Arunachal Pradesh. Counting of votes for both the assembly elections and the by-polls will be held on 24th of October.